Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 8th of July. My name's Philip Kingston and this is not Gary Peer.
Thankfully. I'm Jeremy Rosens. I'm sitting in for our fearless leader who's probably, what was he doing?
Okay.
Probably sunning himself somewhere.
Look, let me be very clear. Jeremy Rosens, our beloved, wonderful partner from our St Kilda office. It's great to have you sitting beside me, Jeremy.
Fantastic to be here.
In fact, it's a lot better to have you beside me than it is to have Gary. But where is Gary? The viewers are asking. Well, the viewers should know by now that Gary is on yet another holiday. Yes, some would say Gary coming back to work is like a holiday. But no, off again on a holiday, Disney World, Miami, with his family, swanning around, having a great time, while you and I suck up the cold weather.
I don't know whether you
and
could
just
be so
run the
clear.
business.
You and I don't know where you were last week, Phil.
Okay, last week I did take a short break, Monday through Friday. I jumped on plane, Jeremy, went to Bali for the very first time.
You must be the only Australian that's never been to Bali.
I know, and I've got to tell you, if you wanted to hear my thoughts, my personal thoughts on Bali, by all means, ring me. I'm more than happy to have that discussion because it's not the standard response of ex-Bali holidayers. But having said that, I did have a nice time.
Good, glad
and
to
the
hear
viewers are probably saying, gee, look at his suntan.
I think you've been to the moon and back by the look of it.
Having said that, I do feel pumped and energetic, and you know, for me, I don't normally take beach holidays. I'm the sort of guy that goes to cities where there's pumping and things to do. So sitting on a beach doing nothing for me is a bit of an unusual holiday, but I actually feel pretty relaxed for it. Maybe there's something to it.
There is proof in the pudding. All of these people going on summer holidays or beach holidays, I think it's well worth it. I only go on beach holidays.
I don't get it, but I do say that the few short days that I had in Bali, it was
refreshing.
It was very nice.
Good. Well,
but
good
if you want to have a coffee sometime, viewers, and hear my thoughts on Bali, the real Bali, give me a call because I'm always up for a good coffee. Shall we talk about real estate? Let's talk about the week that was, because it is very quiet in Melbourne. In fact, it's really quiet in Australia.
It's cold, Phil.
School holidays, it's winter, it's these combination of things that slow the market down. Didn't slow us down, slowed our volume down.
It slowed us down a little bit, but we still had activity on the weekend, Phil.
Well, we had 6 auctions. We sold 5 out of 6, which gave us, you know, close to 100%. I can't think of the number.
Are we putting the towers up?
We're going to put the towers up because the industry was at 70%, but we were well in excess of 80%. An editor's note, find out our exact percentage and put it on the tower.
Next week.
Because I'm still in holiday mode. I'm still sipping margaritas by the pool as we speak. Let's talk about some of the results, Jeremy, because I arrived back Saturday, so I didn't work Saturday. Tell me about Saturday. What did we have
Saturday
on
was
Saturday?
a good day. Well, it was very cold on Saturday and rainy, Phil, so a lot of the auctions we actually took indoors on Saturday morning, but at 10:30 we went down to 83 Westbury Street, a fabulous one-bedroom apartment on the ground floor with a balcony in a good block. Only moments from the Cafe Society that adorns Carlisle Street, and we had a great result there. We have competitive bidding from, I think it was anywhere from 3 to 4 bidders, reserved 270, smashed that and sold it for 301 and a half.
Fantastic. We've talked about one bedrooms on this show many times, but I just want to again reiterate to our viewers from an investment point of view. If you can have a few one-bedders or just one bedder in your portfolio, I'm a great believer in one-bedroom apartments. Firstly, from a leasing proposition, they always lease well. The demographics of this country, like the world, are changing. We're getting older, more single families. And single people like their own space. So from a leasability point of view, they're always easy to lease.
Indeed.
Capital growth, they seem to perform just as well, if not better than the rest of the market. And if you have a portfolio with 1 or 2 or 3 or more one-bedroom apartments, it means that your portfolio can be, if you need money for a particular reason, you can sell one.
Very liquid.
Absolutely. So great believer in one-bedroom apartments. If you want to buy an investment, you can clearly see by that apartment that you just sold in Westbury Street that, you know, $300,000 gets you a good apartment.
And the buyer of that is a professional renovator. Who's going to quickly tart that up and put it back on the rental market.
Okay, great. So we'll have improved his leasability and also the rental return. So one bedrooms, great for the portfolio. What else happened on Saturday?
It's a perfect segue, Phil, because our other auction on Saturday, and not the Segway that you drive on, the Segway
I understand the concept of Segway.
Well, the viewers may not get
Not an often used word, but Segway
not often enough.
Is a good word for agents to use because it makes us seem to be erudite and well informed.
Erudite.
Another big word.
Okay, let's
So
move
tell us
on.
about this property that we were segueing
62
into.
Halstead Street, again another ground floor, one bedroom. Different to the one in Westbury because this
Caulfield North.
was in the heart of Caulfield North, amongst $1 million homes, if not $3-4 million homes, in amongst that sort of variety of home. And that was a renovated block, which is a little bit different to the one in Westbury Street. And again, competitive auction there with 3 bidders, which is a bit of a tale for the tape on Saturday. And that one sold for, I think it was $323,000 under the hammer, non-referral, great auction.
And the buyer there, investor or homeowner?
No, the buyer was to live in on that one, but both underbidders were both investors.
So investors, give us a call if you want a one-bedroom apartment. We sell plenty of them. We've got plenty off market as well, and certainly
we did sell another one-bedroom before the auction.
Right,
Phil,
yep.
at 91
That's
Grosvenor
right.
Street.
That was sold by Leon Guzan.
That was sold before. I can't tell you what the price is because I believe it was undisclosed.
Undisclosed, but interesting because we sold this apartment for $17,000 more than an apartment that had been fully renovated in the building sold 3 months earlier.
Correct.
So,
by a different agent, mind you.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple of things to note there. One could just be cynical and say, well, that's just capital growth. And if it is capital growth, I'll take a 5% increase in 3 months anytime. Or one could say, gee, the team at Gary, Peer and Associates, they are such good marketers of real estate. They just smash prices all the time. That's the message I would go with. So that was Saturday.
That was Saturday, Phil.
So I got back Saturday morning. You know what happened to me on Saturday morning? Share my little bit about my life with my viewers. Saturday morning, we get off the overnight flight from Bali. How bad's that? Why would they have overnight flights coming back from Bali? That's something to put you off.
Niche for you, niche
but
in the
anyway,
market.
got home, walked in the door at 8 a.m. just as my son Jacob. Shout out to Jacob, hi, working part-time with Gary Peer and Associates, but he was walking out the door to play football, drove to Ivanhoe to play football, and he's quite a good player, and he's a courageous player, and he's an integral part of the under-19s. 5 minutes in, tackled a guy, got his arm pinned under the guy, smashed his forearm, broken in 2 places, rushed to the to Cabrini Hospital. Shout out to Cabrini. The staff and doctors at Cabrini Hospital, I've got to tell you, Jacob is on frequent flyer points at Cabrini because he's been there that many times. What a great hospital and what great staff. He's now got 12 screws in his arm, 2 plates. In the middle of his university holidays, was going skiing, now just on the couch. So Jacob, I don't know, netball maybe, badminton.
Well, netball's not easy either,
No,
mate.
okay, badminton. Has anybody ever broken a bone in badminton?
I think FIFA on the PlayStation is probably the way to go.
Anyway, so that was my Saturday. Sunday, I got out of bed and went to my first auction at 10:30 in Snowden Avenue.
Yes,
Bring
you
that up
did.
on screen very quickly.
Yes.
What a great house.
Beautiful facade.
Really nice house this. We were quoting it sort of circa 1.1. Was on the market, sold for $1,205,000, which was a great result for that house. And just a beautiful house. So congratulations to the sellers who are lovely people moving on, but the buyers, congratulations because you're going to love living in Snowden Avenue.
You are in that beautiful, gorgeous period home.
I then went on to do an auction for Daniel Michmacher from your office, who was auctioning apartment number 15 at 153 Hawthorne Road.
Correct.
And
Hawthorne Gate.
That passed in on a vendor bid of $560,000. I think this property is a screamingly good buy, Jeremy. $629,000 is the reserve. 2 big bedrooms, 2 bathrooms,
big balcony,
big lounge dining room, eat-in kitchen, separate kitchen, 2 car spaces, highly unusual in the basement, and the best terrace balcony. I think this is a wonderful buy.
Great
value
opportunity as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else on Sunday, or was that it?
We did have another one, Phil, because Samuel went down to corner Whale Road and Dandenong Road.
Yep. Oh, great result there.
Huge result. I actually auctioned the one next door, and he subsequently got the other one, which was I think it's 956. No, that's what we're auctioning this weekend. I can't recall the number.
420 Dandenong
Unit
Road.
2.
Yep, on the
Unit
corner
2.
of Waiora Road. Brilliantly handled by Lior.
And a fiery auction, I believe.
And a great selling price, so far over the reserve, it's not funny. Well, it is funny if you're a real estate agent.
Was it disclosed? Because I know the figure.
Okay, I'm not sure. So we're not going to say that figure.
No.
Jeremy, let's talk about where we are at the moment, because I'm in love with this house. This is the first time I've seen it. Having said that, I've driven past this house, always looking at it thinking, I love Art Deco homes,
This is
and
the
this
platform.
home is one of the best you'll ever see. So viewers, whether you're interested in buying a house or not, you want to see the most amazing Art Deco home, come and have a look at this. Tell us about this home, Jeremy.
All right, well, this is actually a little bit of trivia, Phil.
Yep.
In 1939, there was a magazine, which was an industry-based magazine, the Glass and Decorative Glass magazine, which featured these two homes because this window just here, Phil, was the first house to ever have a curved window. We believe in Melbourne, Victoria, possibly even Australia, and maybe the world.
Okay, where are we?
We're
What's
at
our address?
195 Hawthorne Road in the heart of Caulfield North. This beautiful 3-bedroom Art Deco home. It has been meticulously maintained. It is like literally when you open the door, you step back in time when you walk in.
You do, Jeremy, but the interesting thing about this house is that it's got a kind of contemporary feel to it.
It does.
And this is unusual because, quite frankly, some people renovate period homes in the authentic period style, and they just, for my mind, sometimes it's a bit overdone.
Yep.
This house, it's kind of, it feels really
Well,
contemporary.
they've kept true to the era.
Yeah, but it's got a contemporary, the colours are contemporary, the polished timber floorboards, the stainless steel kitchen. This is an incredible house. And a little bit more trivia.
Yes, Phil.
This used to be owned by Tim Finn.
In fact, in this very room,
Yeah.
it is in a Crowded House film clip. I don't know which one, but it's in one of them.
Was it 3 days in a leaky boat?
No, nothing leaks in this place.
No, it doesn't.
Won't be here.
First of all, let's be clear. Tim Finn, Crowded House, what a great band. A great Australian band, not a New Zealand band, as the New Zealanders would like to claim. But a bit of trivia, but what a great house. And when's the auction on this?
Auction is in 3 weeks' time. I think this will come up on screen as we speak.
Yep.
But the auction will be, and you'll have the privilege of doing that auction, Phil.
Can't wait for that.
Because you're going to do that on the 27th of July at 11:30, and we're suggesting a range of $1 to $1.1 million.
Well,
get online and have a look
and
at
if
it.
you
There's a
can get it-
virtual tour.
Yeah.
Come in and inspect it. We'd love to see you here because it's a great house.
Let's talk about what we've got coming up on the weekend, Jeremy, because another quiet weekend for Gary Peer and Associates, a quiet weekend in the market. We've only got 4 auctions this weekend.
Just Saturday for us. So
I
what are you
know.
going to do with your day off on
I'm
Sunday?
going to have a day off on Sunday. I don't know. I might go
I know
on-
exactly what you're going to do.
What am I going to do?
Well, you're probably going to go out for breakfast with,
Yep.
with your family if
Yep.
you're not nursing your son's arm.
Yes.
And then, being the one-dimensional real estate agent that you are, you're either
Yep.
going to look at other people's properties for sale,
Yep.
have a look at other auctioneers in the marketplace,
Yes.
and then you're probably going to go into the city and look at some buildings, maybe soak up a little bit of culture with one of the galleries or something snooty like that. But I'm sure you'll have a great time doing
I'm
it.
going to have a great time, and in fact, that is exactly what I'm going to do. But let's talk
thought.
about the auctions on Saturday, Jeremy. We kick off at 11:30 at apartment number 1 at 956 Dandenong Road, Caulfield East. Tell us about that.
This is one of the best value 2-bedroom apartments on the market. If you're an investor or an owner-occupier, you won't beat this for value, suggesting 330 in that range. Ground floor 2-bedroom in a modest, great block though, very easy to let out, close to the universities. You won't go wrong with this one in that 300 plus range.
We then move on to the most fantastic 2-storey townhouse at townhouse number 2 at 32 Goulet Street.
Yes, we do.
In St Kilda East. Now, Goulet Street is a rapidly gentrifying area. I mean, it's kicked on there big time in the last few years. This is an architect-designed 2-storey townhouse, 2 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, lock-up garage. This is seriously schmick.
Very cool. Very
Have a
cool.
look at some of those photos, and what a great location. I love that little block because you're sandwiched between Carlisle Street.
Yes.
We don't need to talk about Carlisle Street anymore because everybody knows how much we love Carlisle Street.
Correct.
But the other little secret, and a lot of viewers do know about Glen Ira Road, Ripponlea, which I think is like being in Soho in New York.
It's got that feel.
It does have that feel, an eclectic mix of shops, some of the most fantastic cafes, and Attica, which is one of
Top 100.
top 50
Top
actually,
50 even.
top 50 restaurants of the world.
It
Who
is.
would have thought that restaurant would have been in Glen Ira Road, Ripponlea. Walking distance to Goulet Street. Let's get back to that townhouse. What's the price range there, Jeremy?
We're suggesting 580 to 640, and from what I understand, there's been a significant amount of interest, and why wouldn't there
As
be
there
with a
should
gorgeous
be.
house
Now
like
we're
that?
moving on from there to 1 McGrath Street. That's going to be an auction at 130. Adam Joski's been handling that. We've been quoting that in the $700,000 to $770,000 price range. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, off-street car parking for 2 cars. Beautifully renovated throughout. That's what we call a turnkey housing solution,
is
Jeremy.
a
Why do we
ripper.
call it a turnkey housing solution?
Because, Philip, when you settle, you put the key in the door, you turn it, and you start living straight
Because
away.
there's nothing
Not
to do.
a cent to spend, and a great floor plan there as well.
Well, that's a small smorgasbord of offerings for the weekend, Jeremy.
There
but
is
there's
one
some good
more that I'd
properties
like
there.
to talk about, Phil.
Yep.
297 Alma Road, just up from your office.
Of course.
You've taken it for granted because you drive past it every day.
We do.
And you're so used to seeing Gary Peer signs.
I don't mind saying I've sold this house before. It is a beautifully renovated semi, and that's 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom with the most amazing back garden. Just fantastic. Now that was architect designed and renovated, and a very well-known architect, and it's really just the most gorgeous property and great location because walking
Beautiful
distance
spot.
to our office, walking distance to 2 of my favourite cafes. We keep talking about cafes, but Espresso in Oron Crescent, and
the new
also
one.
the new one, which is
Yes.
Frank and Ginger,
Frank and Ginger.
or Ginger and Frank.
Either way.
Opened by the guys that run the cafe in Union Street in Armadale
Yes.
called
Union Street Cafe.
No, it's not. It's called
Union Dining.
Isn't that terrible? The
There
name's
is a
just.
place called
See, I
Union
take
Dining.
5 days holiday and Gardner and Field.
Of course.
Gardner and Field. Yeah.
That one. Oh, well, I knew that name. I was just waiting for you to come up with it first.
Jeremy, I must say,
Yes.
it's been great sharing GPTV with you.
You know what, we haven't, the problem with Gary not being here, and the viewers will understand this, is that we don't tend to make a great deal of fun of each other because, well, we just don't. We have a great deal of respect for each other. But Gary, normally, you hang a lot of crap on him. And
Well, I do,
it
yeah.
makes for great viewing, I must say. So I'm not sure whether you should hang it on me or I should hang it on you, or
Look,
should
in
we
the
just
in
go
the
through
spirit
being
of,
nice?
In the spirit of joy, love, and cooperation, we're just going to have a GPTV where we just,
A love fest.
we just share the camera equally and enjoy each other's company. Jeremy, it's been great having you on GPTV.
Before we go, for the view, well, not for everybody, but for the one particular viewer who probably will be watching this show, because it's not often that she gets to see her dad on TV. My daughter Indigo, it was her 5th birthday yesterday, and we bought her, what did we buy? We bought her a skateboard with a Hello Kitty emblem on the back.
A skateboard.
Yeah, well, she's
Did
the
you get her
first
a- did you
Rosen's
get her a
girl.
helmet?
You got her a helmet, of
Yep,
course,
great.
and shoulders and knee pads, and
Yeah.
she's already stacked it a couple of times, but that's part of growing up, Phil. Hopefully there's
And she
no
was how
kids
old?
at 5.
5.
Yeah.
Indy, a very happy 5th birthday. I hope you're watching the show and hopefully you will have got something out of this. If all you get out of this, Indy, is the sooner you buy a 1-bedroom apartment, the better, because
Yes.
they're going up in value. Thanks for watching GPTV. I'm Philip Kingston. Have a fantastic week.
Great to be here.